Hello, my dear Capricorn. This is your love and spirituality reading for the mid-month of August 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. You can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting and subscribing to my channel. I am so grateful for all of your appreciation. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it. So if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I used the Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma. I have been using it since 1995 and many of you have asked how I have learned to read tarot in the way I do. And this deck has been my main source of inspiration. I will make a shorter 5-card spread to make it more digestible for you, and now I'll start shuffling your cards. So this is one of the most spiritual decks I know, so it can be a little bit hard for some people to take in the knowledge, but it seems like these readings are more liked but less viewed when it comes to the choice of deck. Okay. So when I open your deck here, Capricorn, I see conditioning in the reversed and the outsider. So it's kind of the same old story. The conditioning is number 15. It's the devil and it comes in reverse. So it's about you freeing yourself from the yoke that society and domestication and conditioning have put upon you. You want to be a good person. You want to be loved. But now you need to learn that to be loved, you need to love yourself exactly as you are. Okay? No shortcuts. You need to love yourself. It's kind of this, that we are our unique self, but we try to be like everyone else. And then we are surprised when we have done everything for everyone else, try to be everything they wanted. And we are disrespected, disregarded, taken for granted, left out in the cold. So what you need to do is to step into your soul self, your royal self, your real self. To become yourself and kind of fit into your own shoes and be the person you are supposed to be and do, thereby being able to do the mission you are supposed to do on earth. When you act like someone else, you can't fulfill your destiny, because only you, the real you, can fulfill your destiny. Okay. So someone might have disregarded you and left you out in the cold. It might also be like a boyfriend or a girlfriend from hell. We often feel like this, people rubbing us the wrong way, but they really do so we will develop. Okay, so I called the divine with love and light, and here we have adventure and the outsider. So Capricorn is not going to be the outsider anymore. This card, a page of coins, is so beautiful because it's talking about the seed you were, like the soul that once came into your little baby body. It was this person exactly as God wanted you. You came exactly as God wanted you. And now you need to find this person again. Who were you before the conditioning? Before you were trying to fit into society. Number 5, it's connected to the Hierophant card that in this deck is called nothingness, because it's a little bit talking more about God. But in our normal world down here, it's about society. That's maybe the image of God on earth. So human laws and divine laws. And you have been playing by human laws, but you need to start to play by divine laws. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and we have traveling here in reverse together with the outsider. So it might be that there's a blocked communication or a blocked road ahead for you, or you might have blocked someone or closed the door for someone and left them maybe out in the cold. It might be a counter reaction to how you have been treated, or someone has reacted on how you have been treating them. It can go both ways. But the Eight of Wands is a card about, it's a very light card. It's highly energetic but light-hearted. Okay, it's connected to the Eight, the Strength card, so it's very courageous. It's about talking the truth straight from your heart, making room for no misunderstandings, being strong but yet with a vulnerable core, because you are hopeful, you want to achieve something, you have a dream. But with the Eight of Wands here, in the reversed, you are putting this dream on the shelf because the only thing that it seems to bring you is disrespect. And, you know, you try to be this beautiful flower, making people, you know, making them happy by just seeing you. But then they come and walk on the path forward and they just stomp on you and walk past you. So these have made you a little bit grumpy. So I'm thinking some of you might have blocked people. You start to sort which people is actually making you feel like this, and those people you don't want to encounter. And it might be, as I said, someone else has blocked you, or this might be the whole thing, that you are not allowed in. You have dreams, you want to be, you know, socialize, talk things through, but maybe people doesn't allow you. Maybe they don't want to hear the truth. It might be this too. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Capricorn viewers. So we have laziness here in reverse. It's the 9 of Cups. So it might be that you have some person in your surrounding that takes everything for granted. It's like they're a little bit maybe spoiled. And it might be that you have problem to ask for anything. So it's like this kind of imbalance that someone gets a lot and the other one doesn't get that much at all. So you might need to make a list of your needs and start to fulfill them, the ones that you can start to fulfill yourself to begin with. So make the list and start to fulfill your life so it can be happy with or without these people that's doesn't want to put in the work. Okay. And if you are the person that doesn't want to put in the work, it's just to start doing it, because it needs to be justice. In other case, you are creating like a karma load for yourself, not as a punishment, but it's just natural. It becomes like this. So we have some cards here jumping. It might be the advice to how to deal with this situation. And we have 3 guidance here. So you are being guided with the Holy Trinity, mother, father, child, or you, another person or situation, and the divine working together on this. So everyone needs to make their fair share of work to put in if this situation is going to solve. And here we have the experience card. It also came in reversed underneath the 8 of Wands in the reversed. So it's about communication, this too. But it's more about like the communication that you make when you tell someone what you have decided. So this kind of communication, it might also be going into negotiation with someone or with a group of people about what's going to happen next. And here this card is in the reverse, so I'm thinking there's no conversation, but there's still work being done behind the scenes. And the most important thing for people here is to show their vulnerability. Even if you are supposed to you know, start to become yourself and maybe become more strong, you also need to be vulnerable. You can still be strong. You can speak the truth straight from your heart and tell, this is how it is, this is what I feel. So everything that comes out can be true. You don't have to hide like your deepest longings and what your heart wants. It needs to come free. So pages, this is a page, is Page of Cups. So it's about messages, because in olden days, pages came with messages. And it seems like this whole situation is people needs to talk better. They need to show their love. They need to show that they want to work on the situation. So if you have been the one doing this all the time, you might need to wait for the other people to catch up. If you haven't been open and vulnerable, it's time to start now and show who you are for real. Not going in hiding anymore because you don't think that you are worthy of love. With the 5 of coins, we can feel like this, that if we show our true self, people won't love us. But I say, if you love yourself, people love you more. If you respect you, people will respect you. And if you start to love yourself and communicate straight from the heart, there will be less room for misunderstandings and conflicts and you know, things going wrong because people didn't understand each other fully. So it can be so dumb, or so it can be so something that should have been so beautiful can go so darn wrong when we don't speak our truth. Okay, so try to be as clear as possible. If you're sure that the other person has gotten the message, then you can withdraw and, you know, put boundaries and say, okay, so now you know, and I'm not going to stick around for another disappointment here with you. I love you, my sister, my partner, whoever it is, but I'm not going to let you disrespect me. Okay, so clear communication. Tell people what you really mean, not what you want them to see, but what's actually really there. Okay, so it's done. Okay. I don't know if I had time to say the whole prayer, but I want you anyway to have love in your life and create a success and walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So I'm going to tune in here for a few seconds to Capricorn and the middle of August to the end of August, this period, see what's going on for you. Okay, so this will be your reading, and in the bottom of this deck we have the 10 of Cups, harmony. So it's talking about that there's a disharmony in a family, a partnership, marriage, something like this. Someone is showing more love than the other person is doing. So it's unjust, and this is what's going on in the world right now, that the scales are being balanced. So what was once down will be up, and what was up will be down. It's a little bit of a revolution, but it's a love revolution, so it's a good thing. And underneath here we have the world, also in the reverse, so another 10, and it's the feminine 10s here. So it's talking about the things that's wrong with the world today, that we are not, that people are not fully working together. They are living very selfish life, where they egoistically try to grab things for themselves. And it's a kind of a masculine thing, and we have the divine masculine needs to open their heart. The divine feminine needs to start to put down the foot. It doesn't mean that male people are bad and feminine are good. It's not talking about that at all. It's talking about the male side inside of you needs to let go of their ego, and the feminine side inside of you needs to get a little bit of ego. Okay, it needs to be balanced inside of you too, and on earth. Okay, so this is you, and this is your past, and this is your future. This is the past of the situation or the person that you have been dealing with. It might also be the past, how the divine has helped you grow. And this is the future of this said person, situation, circumstance, the divine. Okay. So the first card here, the situation now, and we have the rebel. So that's a very good thing, I think. It's the card for Aries. So the age of Aries was when the patriarchal regime was put in place. The old cow religion with Taurus was put to rest with Mithras killing the bull. And we can also see this in different legends and stories, like the golden calf, for example. And this was the age where they became a little bit more wars, like the Trojan War and other things. And human beings also started to become a little bit more, it became a little bit more rivalry. We had the big civilization like the Greek civilization, the Roman civilization. So it was a build-up of imperialism and these kind of things. It led to a tremendous growth for humans, and also for our like convenience to build civilizations and towns. It helped us survive. So it's what the masculine wants. It wants to protect and shield, and sometimes it go to overdrive. And the Pisces age that came after the divine masculine was supposed to become more like Jesus, you know, turn the other cheek. It kind of backfired a little bit, and the divine feminine learned to turn the other cheek even more and become almost codependent. So we actually have the patriarchal age a little bit longer than what we would have wished for. We wanted a more equal society, but what happened instead was that the masculine were going in overdrive, like the pendulum swinged all the way up here, and instead of protecting women and children in society, they started to protect themselves. And I'm thinking we are seeing the peak of that kind of right now. So what needs to happen is that your feminine side inside of you needs to take more room, more space, and the masculine side needs to become more like giving up of self, doing good things for others. So you need to have this in beautiful balance. So the rebel, I'm talking about this, I talked about this revolution, the love revolution, and we see the breaking of chains here. So it's also the breaking of the conditioning that we saw in the conditioning card. And you have the flame here and the sun on your shoulder. And this is the symbol for the divine masculine, is the eagle, seeing things from an above perspective. And it's a predator, so it's much more selfish than the swan. That's the symbol in the bird's realm for the divine feminine. And you need to balance these both things in equal measure inside yourself to become a whole and grown-up person. Ready to give of unconditional love, but also say no, and this is enough when enough is enough. So you are not kind towards people by spoiling them. You actually make them helpless and maybe very full of themselves. Okay, so this is your past, and here we have the master. So you have really mastered something, Capricorn. You are going on a very spiritual journey. Capricorn have been one of the modest of all signs, which have led to you becoming a little bit passive-aggressive and martyrs. We can hear this often. Why is it always so hard for Capricorn, even though other signs might have it equally bad? And it's because you have been very humble throughout the ages. So God gave you the assignment to be the workforce. And it was probably so you would acknowledge that you actually are the master. So you would remember who you are. Okay, so this seems to have happened here. You have started to get the very glimpse of who you actually are. You know now much more. I'm feeling that you kind of know fully, but for you, for your awakened mind, it's like you just feel the scent of the roses. You don't see the roses just yet, but it's just because you are too humble, so you don't want to admit this to yourself, your great capacity and your great knowledge and the great force that comes with you. So it's very, very beautiful here. And this is your future. And we have sharing here. So sharing is also very good. It might be that some of you are dealing with an Aries, because here comes Aries, for both of these cards are Aries. But it might also be a Leo or Sagittarius. And most certainly it's the royal self inside of you that's being born here. And it's very beautiful, because here we have both the divine masculine, but also the feminine aspect here, and it's called sharing. And the Queen of Wands is very sharing. She's warm and generous, but you know she's a witch too. So if you cross her, she's equally warm and generous towards herself. So she's not taking any sides. She's not taking her side. She's not taking your side. She's taking the divine side of things. So if someone crosses her, she will maybe snap a little bit. She can be aggressive, but if everyone is working like together in harmony, she will be very loving and caring. So I'm thinking this is what you have been mastering here. You have been learning that you are worthy, that you have the right to put boundaries, and now you can be very selfless. You can love a lot and share a lot and show your vulnerability, but when a person is doing something to cross you, they will know it. Okay, they won't go and wondering what happened there. They will know exactly what happened because you will tell them. So this is the past of the situation or the person that you're with, or how the divine have tried to work with you in different ways. And we have 8 of Cups, and it's letting go. So it might be that you have done some kind of revolution here, and it made people kind of let you go. And it's an 8, and 8 is an eternity symbol. It's going like this. So this is often, if it comes, it's a card of separation, but it's not forever. 8 is a card of we try again. Okay, we try again. It's like mastering ourselves. We have the master here as well. And it's about being the bigger person and becoming a grown-up. It's connected to the strength card. So you do something over and over and over and over again until you are able to move through the next gate. And you have got the full understanding of this. So letting go is about doing things for other people until you get tired of it. So it might have been that you have been doing a lot for other people and get like really exhausted by it. So you have blocked them with the 8 of Wands in the reversed and walked away, or someone has been doing this towards you. So if that's the case, this Queen of Wands is going to help, because when we start to love ourselves, we don't need to protect our resources so much anymore. So the divine masculine that has been in this ego, it's like the squirrel on acid, okay, collecting more than they actually need for several winters, and sitting there like on the posh pile of the big pile, very posh, on this big pile of acorns. So this is what have happened to the divine masculine. But when they become courageous, like the Queen of Wands, and love everyone equally much, they are going to start sharing their acorns. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Either this is about you or about the other person. So you're waiting for someone to open their heart. They will do so when they find the courage to do so. Okay, so the divine masculine is very scared. It got a lot of responsibility. It took on a lot of responsibility, and now they need to make it right, and it became in overdrive. And now when the courage comes back, and the self-love comes back, and the belief in yourself comes back, because also people that's very, very selfish, they don't love themselves. So self-love needs to be in the bottom, and then you have enough love to make it go around. Okay, so this is the future. And we have clinging to the past. So it's 5 of Cups. So both 8 of Cups and 5 of Cups is cards of utter disappointment, and you're so tired of people. So it might be someone that's utterly tired of you, Capricorn, or you are utterly tired of them. And it's a lot of sadness involved here. So it's kind of indicated that the person that has been the one using up all the resources needs to start to give it back. Okay, so either it's you or someone else has been doing this to you. The time will come when it's time to pay the bill, and that's going to be the time when things the equilibrium is being reinstalled, and the equalness that was supposed to come in the age of Pisces, it's 2 Pisces with a string between them, the symbol for Pisces, it's going to come in the end of Pisces age and the beginning of the age of Aquarius. So it's a little bit too late, but it's going to come. But first We need to acknowledge the pain. If someone gives us a lot of pain because they are too selfish, yes, we need to walk away, and we need to kind of accept that this was how it is. Here with the 5 of Cups, we're still in the process of accepting. So it might be that a person that you're dealing with is currently very sad and feel very exhausted by the situation, and is not going to invest anymore in this, or this might be you feeling like this. Okay, so I will take Sacred Rebels Oracle card for you for Capricorn, the second part of August 2018. Okay, restore and replenish. So it's it suits very well with these cards that you need to start to when we go deep inside ourselves and find ourselves, we will also find pieces of ourselves that's very hurt, and we need to take care of these. And this is what I'm seeing here, that everything can't be peachy. You need to stay with the pain and process it, because when you do, you will heal. So listen to the pain is making you heal. Giving it attention, not by, you know, whining and poor me and why does this happen to me, but just feeling the vibration of pain. It's just pain, so it's not dangerous. Okay, it's just a warning system. Sometimes it's a biological feedback system, sometimes it's an emotional feedback system from kind of your soul telling you what's wrong and right for you. So it's not here to hurt you. The pain itself is not here to hurt you. People that doesn't feel pain is sociopaths, or they have a severe disease in their nerves, making them feeling nothing, and that's going to kill them eventually, because they can't feel pain. They can't feel if they have gotten like a little blister or something, and then there comes sepsis and death, and they don't notice because they don't feel bad. So we need to have our feedback system. Pain isn't dangerous. To not listen to the pain, that can be very dangerous. So you need to start to listen to it, not resisting it, put up the red carpet to it, and get the wisdom that's stored inside of there. So I will read this card for you. 38, restore and replenish. So you're building something here, but in the same time, it's a lot of tormention going on. So you need to accept. Don't think that this is triumph. This is triumph too. To work through this like this. Okay. So you are in need of something so much deeper than rest. You need restoration, replenishment, and revival. This will not necessarily come from lying about somewhere, taking a moment out of your day or evening activities. You are more likely to gain what you need by breaking with your routine completely and doing something different. You need some variety, some spice, some change to bring fresh energy into your body, mind, and heart. And it seems to come here with a sharing card. You need to restore and review yourself by changing the usual flow of energy through your being. You could stimulate this process by going to a different place, meeting different people, and taking different action to what you would usually do. I'm thinking like this. We have the Master card here. So for me, it's like you are a person being put here to heal the earth. Okay, so you are kind of like a black hole. So energy will be coming through you. Old pain, ancestral pain, pain from the people in your surrounding wants to come through you, and it's going to come through you, your canal that needs to be restored and healed, because it might be a little bit blockages there with pain you haven't listened to, like messages that you haven't listened to, you know, this from your biological feedback system or your soul's feedback system. So it might have a hard time to pass through. But if you put a lot of attention to your pain, you will clean your central canal, and it will make all these things that you need to heal also with your surrounding to be able to come through you and shoot out like light on the other side. So it's also going to repel or start your getting your magnetic field your in order. Okay, it's your Merkaba. in order. It's like an apple around you with energy, and you have a plus and minus pole. It might be in two different ways with different people, so it can be this way or going this way, the energy. But anyway, you need to clean this canal so it will restore, and you will be like a black hole going around like this and cleaning the earth. And it's going to be very sad because you're cleaning up a lot of sadness here from the earth right now. So sometimes you might be able to socialize and be on parties, okay? And sometimes you will have to be like this and maybe lying around somewhere, or, you know, changing scenery, so that you can restore your Merkaba and your this canal, the light canal through you, through which all energy is racing through you. So this is going to be very healthy for both you and for the earth when you have done this work. You can return to your regular routine in time if it feels good for you. However, it is now time to move without pushing yourself beyond what is known, comfortable, and familiar. This oracle also comes as a message from the great loving guardian, which is life itself. You have been working so hard and have accomplished so much already. However, you often sell your accomplishments short and focus on how much more is yet to be done. It's the Capricorn thing. That's why you got this assignment in the first place, this with work. Life is telling you that it's time to put down the paintbrush, the pen, the endless list, and the thinking mind, and get into your body. Take the time to experience yourself in and out of nature. Remember how just to be like a human being instead of human doing. When doing so, even for a relatively short amount of time, you will feel more of yourself and ready for the next phase. You might be surprised at what just a day or two of this can do for you. Restoration does not have to be long and involved process, especially if it attended to whenever it's needed. So sometimes you will feel very energetic and sometimes you will feel very low. And it might be you go out with people, they disappoint you in some way, you need to put boundaries, walk away, and you will be sad about it. And then you will do a new try, and the same thing will happen. And it's actually you playing out an old drama of old karmas that needs to now be healed. For this is a time when we are cleaning the earth from old karma, ancestral karma, and all the things that you have been through. And this is going to be noticeable. Some people is going to have severe physical symptoms also from the digestion of all deaths. I don't see that so much with you. It's more all disappointment and how you have been doing things for everyone, but they haven't been. It's never enough. But it's need to come from you. You decide when it's enough. You decide to be a human being instead of a human doing, okay? So that your spirit, your very divine spirit can come through. It's like your energy is a little bit deprived, but it doesn't have to be if you let yourself be restored, okay? So my dear Capricorn, I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care. And I also welcome you back to my September reading that I will do in the middle of August. Okay, bye-bye.